Hari Om. This is a very touching story from the book. When I walked into the clinic's waiting room, I saw a boy lovingly petting his cat through the open door of the carrier on his lap. With a schoolboy's faith on me, he had brought a sick cat there. The cat was tiny thing, exquisitely formed, with a delicate skull and beautiful markings. But age had dimmed the bright green fire of her eyes, and there was a dullness there now, but she was still elegant and self-possessed. She greeted me with a friendly rub against my hand. I began to ask questions to determine what had brought these two people to see me. The boy said the cat had a normal appetite until recently, when she had begun to vomit a couple of times a day. Now she was not at all eating and has withdrawn and sullen. She had also lost weight. So, stroking the cat, I told how beautiful she was, and I examined her eyes, mouth, listened to her heart and lungs, and felt her stomach. Then I found it, a tubular mass in mid-abdomen of the cat. I looked at the fresh-faced teen and back at the cat he had probably had all his life. I was going to have to tell him that his beloved companion had a tumor. Even if it were surgically removed, she probably would survive less than a year. So I was going to have to tell him that his cat was likely to die, and there he was, alone. It seemed he was about to learn one of life's toughest lessons, that death is something that happens to every living thing. It is an omnipresent part of life. He knew something was wrong. I could not just ignore him. So I talked to him and as the cat's rightful owner, and told him as gently as I could what I had found and what it meant. As I spoke, I could not see his face, but I had seen it begin to twist as he turned. The boy listened carefully and nodded. He said he didn't think she was very comfortable anymore, and he didn't want her to suffer anymore. Then no arguing, no denial, no hysteria, just acceptance of the inevitable. I could see though how much it was costing him. I asked if he wanted to take her home overnight to say goodbye, but he said no. Instead, he just wanted to be alone with the cat for a few minutes. So I left them inside the room and waited outside. In a few minutes he came out and said that he was ready. I asked if he wanted to stay with her. He looked surprised, but I explained that it was often easier to observe how peaceful it was than forever to wonder how it actually happened. Immediately seeing the logic in that, he held her head and reassured her while I administered the injection. She drifted off to sleep, her head cradled in his hand. The cat looked quiet and at rest. The owner now bore all the suffering. I did not feel I had completed the task. It came to me suddenly that though I had asked him to become a man instantly, and he had done so with grace and strength, he was still a young boy. So I told him, I held out my arms and asked him whether he needed a hug. He said, yes. Hari Om.